Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the channel. Woohoo! This is my second time going live on YouTube. But hey, let's not forget the intro. You got it going on because God made you. You got it going on because God made you. You got it going on because God made you. So stretch yourself now. Stretch yourself now. Stretch yourself now because God made you. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you're in bed, but I'm still up. You know what I'm saying? So I decided that I wanted to make a video talking about three of life lessons that, oh my goodness, if you listen, it can save you from a whole lot of drama. You know, growing up, I thought I was getting some good advice. But now that I am a fully grown woman, I realized some of the advice that I got, it wasn't the best. And, I thank God. And I think because, in my profession, I taught like school, taught children with special needs, emotional behavior disorders. And one of the things about me is that I really like to see people exceed in life and do their best. And I've learned that not everybody feels that way. And so that was a tough lesson for me, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that in just a moment. I'm saving the best for last. But the first one I want to talk about, lesson learned, and I got my little note here, so keep me on track, is that, when I was, I decided, I gave my life to Christ when I was 13 years old. And so, at that time, I, made a decision that I wanted to practice abstinence, wait until I got married to have sex. Well, it didn't go as perfect and easy as I would have liked it to go. And I did have my very tempting moments. And, there were times when I compromised, and although I didn't have quote unquote sex, I did sexual things that I had no business doing. And so one of the first lessons that I learned was, and I would tell anybody, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all to compromise in that area. I know for me, I got to the point where it was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of waiting. When is it going to happen? And it really, really is not worth it to risk your heart, to risk your body, trying to please your flesh in the interim. And so that was one of the things that motivated me to write my book called The Milk Ain't for Free, 101 Reasons to Save the Milk and Make Them Buy the Cow. And so because I went through my personal struggle, I wanted, to write a book that hopefully will encourage and inspire you to hold on and hold out, because it really, really is worth it. So, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? To let your flesh take over. And I was doing great up until my first year of college, and I got my quote unquote first boyfriend. That was my mistake. And so I was doing really, really good up until that point. And so I probably was like, I think it was like 19 then when I had my first boyfriend. And so my first kiss and everything. And no, I should have saved it all for the wedding day. I should have saved my first kiss for the wedding day, all of that good stuff. If I could go back in time and switch things up, I definitely, would have respected and honored the fact that I'm practicing and practicing abstinence and wanting to do it God's way. I felt tormented at times. And there were times that I got frustrated and I was like, oh, I don't care. I've been waiting too long. And you know what? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it, because number one, you want to have or date a man that knows your value, and that too has a deep and close relationship with God, where he too is practicing abstinence and wanting to wait, practicing celibacy and wanting to wait until the wedding day for you all to consummate that relationship. You know, and you want that. You want that. You want someone that's really in love with God. For real, for real, for real. Because if he loves God, he loves you. And let me just make this disclaimer. Just because a man is practicing abstinence or celibacy, that alone does not mean he loves God. There could be other things going on, okay? So you are going to have to take your time, watch how they treat you, watch how they treat other people, look at their family history, if he grew up around his a mother and a father, look at the dynamics of their relationship, get feedback from him on what he thought was the strong points or the weak points that he saw in his parents' marriage. Because a lot of times, if if the parents don't have a healthy marriage and that's the model that he saw, and he isn't mature enough to recognize that, okay, yeah, they're your parents, but they're not perfect. And if he is an undeveloped male and he thinks, oh, everything his parents did was perfect, and you can tell that, no, it's not, you probably don't want to marry that guy. But at the same time, let's say the gentleman didn't have a father figure, well, not father figure. He didn't grow up in a father. He grew up in a single home. Well, did he have, someone that he look up to? Does he have a father figure? That's important, because you want to make sure he has someone that he can talk to and look up to. Disclaimer again, and I have seen this and witnessed this here on many occasions. Just because somebody grew up in a two-parent home doesn't mean that they have the goods for marriage. So, because that two-parent home may not have been healthy and therefore they didn't get what they needed. And at the same time, I have seen and know of young men been married now for almost 20 years who grew up without their father, and they are like awesome husbands. So it depends on what type of environment they grew up in, what they were exposed to. And this one particular, this one young man, he grew up in the church, a two-parent home, and he was an absolute nightmare and jerk to his wife. And then I know another young man, he, grew up without, without a father in the home, but his mother was very spiritual, and he is just an awesome husband, been married for 20 years. The other situation, that person is divorced. And so, I mean, you have to definitely, because marriage is such a serious thing, you want to make sure you look at all the different possibilities. But yes, I just want to say, I know I kind of went all over the place, but I just want to say that, yes, and dear younger me, why didn't you really cherish the moments of practicing abstinence and waiting? That was a really good thing. And so I say to you, it's not worth it. There's too many diseases out there. There are even more diseases out there now because everybody's doing whatever. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because it makes it worse if you give up your goods and end up you're not even with that person anymore. You feel even more crushed. So I'll say to you, hold out. Trust God for the right one at the right time. And it'll be more videos about that. Make sure you leave in my comments any particular type of videos that you would like to see. All right. And so the second thing that I guess I kind of touch on it, how we all probably, well, I shouldn't say all, but I know a lot of young girls, and it's so sad, even us as grown women, go through this thing where we call ourselves being attracted to men who are no good, to men who are just simply jerks. And so, I just want to tell you, save yourself the drama, because if he's disrespectful to you, calling you out your name, dating multiple girls, you're just going to be one in the number, setting yourself up for a heartache, crabs, herpes, AIDS, whatever else they may be carrying because they think they this, that, and the third. They don't want to put no rubber on it because it don't feel good. And all of this foolishness. They're not treating you good, talking to you crazy, go weeks without talking to you, then try to come back into your life. Don't even start with that drama. You know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting a masculine male, but I think sometimes we confuse masculinity with somebody being a jerk. We think, well, oh, I like that, he seems kind of, rough around the edges, because he talked to me crazy. No, Buka, that is not what's happening. You want a gentleman. You want somebody who makes you feel good, who talks to you with respect, who is able to be faithful to you in a relationship, who don't have every Jane and Mary at his doorstep. Save yourself the drama and do not date jerks. Save yourself the drama and do not date jerks because it's not going to work out. And you're going to have females calling you, talking about, yeah, I'm sleeping with your man and I'm not going to let him go. So what you going to do? You are a queen. You don't need all that drama in your life. Get you, allow to come into your life someone that's respectful, that will treat you like a queen, that has a relationship with God. And so that you both can grow in your relationship with God together and with each other. Okay? So then the last one, and this one is kind of tough. Everybody ain't your friend. And even your friend probably isn't your friend. This is a rough one, and this is really tough for me because I am a very loyal person, and I'm just naturally a sweet person. Now, some people, they may not think so because I'm straightforward, and I will let you know if you come at me the wrong way, I have no problem speaking up for myself. But when it's all said and done, I just like to be a sweet person, nice, get along with everybody, treat people good, but folks have a lot of self-esteem issues, and I get it. We grew up, many of us grew up in broken homes. I grew up in a home with, just my mom. My father wasn't there. It wasn't the best situation that I grew up in. I understand that, life for me hasn't been no crystal stair. Like my boy Langston Hughes broke it down in that poem. It hasn't been easy. But I don't know how to explain. I just really thank God. I really do thank God that he did something within me. And I guess because I found him at such a young age when I was 13 and he fathered me. And because of the way he fathered me, he helped me to have good self-esteem, to know that I am a queen in him. But there are a lot of young ladies, and even though they're pretty on the outside, they are so damaged on the inside that if they get a chance to hurt you and to pull you down because they don't feel good about themselves, they take it. So that's why you can have somebody that you think is your best friend, and then she goes and sleep with your boyfriend. Because deep down inside, she is just a broken mess, low self-esteem, wanting attention, any type of attention. So she can't really be a friend to you because she isn't even a friend to herself. So, not saying live in a box, but I will say this to you. Some things you need to never tell anyone except for you and God. If there is something that's really, really important to you that you don't want everybody to know, your best bet is to keep it between you and God, because you never know. That person that you think is your best friend today may end up being your worst enemy tomorrow. And a lot of times you sense it and you feel it, especially if you're a very spiritual person. You can kind of sense that they may be a frenemy, meaning that even though they're supposed to be your girl, you can sometimes feel that they're kind of jealous of you. When you get that warning sign, it's best for you to start kind of like sliding back from that person and leave them alone, because they're just not at a healthy enough place to be a friend to you. They don't feel good about themselves. Maybe they're, and people, let me tell you this, and if you struggle with this, and because I have felt jealousy at times, but I just say, devil, you a lie. That's your stuff. You take that jealousy. I'm not going to hang out with that stuff. That don't belong to me. So if you know that you struggle with esteem issues and feeling good about yourself, please, reach out, send me a private message. I'll be glad to pray with you and to talk to you. You want to ask Holy Spirit, you want to ask God to help you to recognize who you are, to heal you from the wounds that make you feel less than. Because yes, if you've been mistreated by your parents or neglected, or maybe someone told you growing up, you'll never be nothing, you'll never be no good, all of that, it does tear you down. And when it tears you down like that, you're not able to be your best self. You're not able to be a friend to no one else, because you can't even be a friend to yourself, because you think, oh man, look at me, I'm a mess, I'm not pretty, I'm not, all these lies. And you know what? The good thing is that your worth is not determined by anything external. Your worth comes in the value of who made you. And the creator of the universe thought enough of you to bring you from heaven into the womb of your mother to get you here to earth. And he put an assignment in your DNA. Now, we do have an enemy who don't want us to complete that assignment, but I declare in Jesus' name, you will complete the assignment that God has for you. And that you will recognize that you are a queen, and so you do not have to feel less than. Because in Christ, you are greater than the mess you may have went through, greater than the lies that were spoken about you. You are going to do great things. So yes, I say to you, be a good friend. And at the same time, be careful about everyone who you let in your circle. And when they show you who you are, because God says he'll always give you warning before destruction, believe them and leave them alone. Pray for them, but let it go. And make room for people at the right time to come into your life that are positive, that are healthy, that feel good about themselves, and can be a friend to you because they're at a healthy place. So yes, dear younger me, just to wrap it all up, number one, dear younger me, look, cherish your body, because it is the temple of the Lord. Save it for your husband and for that special moment. It's not worth it for the risk. So, dear younger me, girl, be happy that you are a virgin and you are saving it for your husband. And when you keep yourself, you don't have to worry about getting any sexual transmitted diseases or your heart hurting even the more. So save yourself from that drama. Number two, those jerky guys are not it. Leave them alone. Date you a guy that's a nice guy. Still can be attracted to him, but he knows how to treat you. Date a gentleman. And then thirdly, remember, you need your secret secrets need to be between you and God, and choose your friends wisely and who you put in your inner circle. So anyway, I hope those little lessons learned will help save you from some drama. Please make sure you subscribe. I also have the link to purchase my ebook, The Milk Ain't for Free. Go ahead and get that now. And also make sure you leave any questions, any type of videos you would like to see. Post that in the comments. But remember, till the next time, you got it going on simply because God made you.